Hello all you amazing people. My name is Huck Stewart and I am a learning designer. Today I want to talk to you about my job and explain what it is I do. But for the first 7 years of my career I was actually a professional educator. I taught mathematics. And while I was teaching I went back to school and started a master's degree in instructional technology. Then I got a job at a university where my official title is learning designer. Now this title, learning designer, can seem a little confusing to some people, and so this is going to be the first part of a two-part series where I'm going to cover what is a learning designer and what a learning designer does. And in the next video, I'm going to answer the questions why you would want to work with a learning designer and what the process might look like for you. So if you're ready to dive in with me, grab a hot cup of whatever you like to drink and let's jump in. So what is a learning designer and what do we do? The shortest answer I can give you to that question is I like to think of myself as a professional online educator. I help people develop highly successful online learning experiences. The most common thing I do is collaborate with educators and help them convert whatever teaching or learning experience they have in a traditional course and help them figure out how to make that work in an online course. So when I first start working with teachers, there's a lot of assumptions and misunderstandings and questions about what I actually do. And sometimes I find it easier to answer those questions in terms of not what I do, but what it is I don't do. One of the most common misunderstandings when they hear the word learning designer is they think of me as a graphic designer or a graphic artist of some kind. And while it is certainly true that I do have some experience in some visual design, I am definitely not a graphic artist or a graphic designer. Many designers may actually have an in-depth background experience in visual design, but most designers don't get a lot of in-depth training on graphic and visual design. We get kind of a surface level training. The next most common mislabel I get is that people think of me as a web developer. And again, this is just my personal experience. There may be learning designers out there with extensive knowledge of web development. I personally only took a few courses on basic HTML and CSS. I may know slightly more than the average educator with that kind of stuff, but I am certainly not a web developer. I know enough to be able to manipulate learning management systems so that they look or behave the way I need them to. And the next most common misunderstanding is that people think of me as an IT professional. IT being like the technology support role. And yes, I know a lot about technology. Most learning designers spend the majority of their time on a computer because, well, it's all online. And we are proficient in a variety of different operating systems and learning management systems and applications and softwares. And yeah, I even know how to do some basic troubleshooting. But oftentimes I get questions from teachers that relate more specifically to IT professionals. And a lot of times I just don't either have the skills or the permissions to be able to fix those things. And so a lot of times I rely heavily on the IT professional support that our institution provides for the teachers to be able to answer their questions. Yes, I have done my fair share of troubleshooting and helping teachers figure out things like webcams and software and applications and Canvas stuff, but that is definitely not my main role. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay Huck, if you don't do all of that, what do you actually do? And that is a fair question, but like I mentioned before, I like to think of myself as an educator. My main role is to help you figure out how to either teach or train your students or your employees in an online and mostly asynchronous environment. So all that stuff I mentioned before, the technology, the visual elements are secondary to my primary role, which is mostly about learning theory and delivery methods. So I actually kind of force teachers to consider every specific element of their course and decide whether there is an intentional reason to have it or not. Yes, we do help create visually appealing pages. Yes, we do help with instructional video content creation. Yes, we can help create infographics or online projects or discussions or assessments or whatever else you can think of. Yes, we help you develop all those things. But first, we help you consider the educational purpose and the impact that those elements will have on the student's success. So again, going back to the title, we are learning designers. We design the learning experience. Again, mostly for online courses, but we help you design and improve upon your instruction and teaching. It's all about learning. I hope this video was helpful for you in understanding what a learning designer is and what a learning designer does. Now in the next video, I'm actually going to go into a lot more depth about why you would want to work with a learning designer and what the process might actually look like. We're going to get into very specific things. I'll even show you some stuff on the computer. So click here to watch that next video and click here to visit my channel. I'm creating other videos that will help you become a better online teacher. Thanks for watching.